I'd like to bring to the stage Yakovslav from the Bureau of Meteorology. If you'd like to join us on centre stage to present your work on the AWR-L. Sweetsall, welcome to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. So today I'm going to be pitching about a new water information service, which the Bureau of Meteorology is preparing and will have finished later this year. So if you can go to the next slide, please. This presentation builds off nicely of what Pandora presented this morning. So Pandora did a good summary of some of the different types of time horizons and information that decision makers are using to address climate sensitive risks. So today we want to pitch so that we can hear from you if you're somebody who has a risk-based decision that is sensitive to climate. You might be a farmer who's looking at anticipating seasonal water availability, emergency services, and might be interested in quantifying changing fire risk, or a water utility operator who's either making operational decisions in the seasonal time horizon or longer term planning decisions. So today I'm going to just quickly talk about a new seamless information water service that includes historical information, shorter term forecast information, and longer term climate projections, all in one web service interface and using a single landscape water model. So next slide, please. So currently this sort of information is only available from multiple services across different organizations, which creates a bit of a bottleneck for people who want to make use of all the different information that is available and requires a kind of inherent level of expertise. So it limits some people from accessing and using information. Currently, there's no ongoing funding for service provision, so this sort of undermines the ability of people to commit to having some sort of reliable information service that they can invest in for underpinning really important operational decisions they might have. Currently, we do have nationally consistent climate services with things like water and climate projection information, but it doesn't extend to characterizing water impacts adequately. And there are a lot of sensitivities around how rainfall translates to water impacts, which are not currently adequately covered at a national consistent level. Furthermore, the methods for assessing impacts on water resources vary across different products and jurisdictions. So for example, in the Murray-Darling Basin, it makes it challenging for somebody who wants to bring together information that might exist from the different states that straddle the Murray-Darling Basin. And then all in all, this is confusing for users, and we've got user feedback to suggest that people want a central data source from a trusted provider, and that covers issues such as bringing together information available for different forecast time horizons, which currently exist in different formats and come from different models. So our new product will have all of that in one location, in one format, to just make it much more accessible for people to use. Next slide, please. So just some details about what the web service will have. We're going to have it will cover three main time horizons. So there's the 1 to 10 day forecast, seasonal forecast, which is up to 6 months, released monthly, and then the future hydroclimate projections, which is information from the 1970s through to the end of the century, providing daily time series information from a series of about 40 climate model ensembles. Next slide, please. So the information that we'll have, it will be hydrologic parameters of soil moisture, runoff, potential evapotranspiration, and these will all be available at all those time horizons at 5 by 5 kilometer grid with daily output. You'll be able to download the data either daily or for a small time period directly from the website, or pretty soon we're going to have a Spatial API operational where people can self-serve information. Next slide. And then just to reiterate our call today, we are interested in hearing from anybody who has a risk-based decision, which is sensitive to climate. So you might be a water utility who is dealing with planning changes to catchment yields under various future climate scenarios. If you're looking at quantifying security risk in agriculture, somebody who's looking at trying to estimate what water might be available in the coming season to predict, for example, production of cotton based on irrigation allocations, or you might be in emergency services working in creating a disaster management plan where you might need to be developing some sort of assessment on the change in fire risks at either the next season timescale or in longer term future hydroclimate scales. Final slide, please. So please get in touch with me over the next 3 days. If you see me around, I'd love to hear from anybody. Also, my colleague Katrina Ann and Pandora Hope are around, and please come and talk to any of us if you're interested in either creating a partnership project and also just to help us get more of an insight into what different types of uses of this information is. So that will help us to create guidance material which is sensitive to your needs. So thank you.
Thank you, Yeko. That was really interesting. I'm actually going to get in contact with you because I think some of your work is really quite critical to the work we do.